Who is it?
Thank you,
Who that?
Curtis of 29.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Who is that nigga that's driving a Bentley? Who is that nigga that's counting them 50s? Who is that nigga that's running the city? I be that nigga that's running it up. Keep that shit on me, I keep that shit tucked. I'm paper chasing, always in a rush. I gotta get it, that shit is a must. They wasn't with it, got left in the dust. I gotta be the one to make a change. Could wait till the day when they told me I changed. Put on my city and my last name. Put on a pinky ring and a new chain. Who was that? Look at me, I know you picture you in that. I know you don't know nobody doing that. We too hot, they can never be cool with that. If I like it, you know I'm pursuing that. Maybe I should get one or get two of that. Walk out of the bank, pocket stupid fat. Yeah, they know who I be, they ain't wondering. Who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Who is that nigga that's driving a Bentley? Who is that nigga that's counting them 50s? Who is that nigga that's running the city? I be the nigga that's running it up. Walk.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
I don't care.
Peso.
Y'all can talk how y'all want.
Yeah, talk how you want, talk how you want. Who is that poppin' out? Who is that guappin' out? Who is that talking? Come get something to talk about. Who that girl smiling? Come get something to smile about. Took to the borders, get something to be proud about. Who is that nigga that run with the shit? Who is that nigga that let all the lions out? Who is that nigga keep gassing them up? I keep passing them up, which I let all his tires out. Bitch, iron out, fire out. Still ain't got nothing to live for. Who is that? Give him something to die about.
This your boy Grizz,
And I'm your main man, Ringbag.
and this is the GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE show, powered by
Unanimous. Oh shit. Is that better? Can y'all hear?
I hear you,
Can you
but I
hear
just
me?
see you still.
Oh.
I can hear you.
Hold on,
I
let me
hear
put
you
my
now. Is this the Verizon commercial? Can you hear me now? I hear you.
Yes, that's where I was on.
Oh, can y'all? Hello.
Can you see me now?
Hello there. Hold on. Hey,
Andrew said they could hear us.
I can hear y'all now. Turn up to just a little bit. Oh, well, anyway, we live, ain't we live? We live. What's
We
up,
live.
people? It's Wednesday to we live. Wednesday to Wednesday to Wednesday to Wednesday. It's Wednesday again, and as usual, things pop off. Things pop off. COVID is running rampant. You know, we talk about COVID every goddamn week. You know, it's always something, somebody. Oh, the vaccine, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Get an N95 mask and don't worry about it. Get your immune system up. You know what I'm talking about? I can't hear you two. Say something.
We ain't said nothing yet.
I did. I don't know if you
Oh,
can
because
hear
I
me.
was doing talking.
Can
My
you
bad.
please help me with this smoke?
Yo,
Well, let me give a round of applause to my ladies, man. Give a round of applause to with her Zen. What you drinking though? What both of y'all drinking though?
I'm just drinking a Bud Light right now.
Ain't that something?
I am having some Royal Crown Apple.
Look like you didn't down the whole damn bottle. That's
Well, not
only a
today,
glass
but you know.
swig left in there.
In moderation.
I mean, not today, but yeah, you know, kind of, sort of.
Okay. Well, your boy is drinking ice cold water. The cold water that comes from the machine, and it's the glass. Not the plastic bottle, but the glass bottle. That's that rich shit, bitch. Excuse me.
Yeah, you drinking high class.
I'm high class. That water's so good. That water make you want to. That's how good it is.
That's better than
And
Fiji, honey.
And of course, we are not in the studio. So GRIZZBIZ, my 2 cents, is able to breathe like I breathe. As a matter of fact, this was for all my chiefers. Oh, you dig what I'm saying?
Lord.
Yeah, we gotta get it cracker like it. What's up with you ladies? What's happening? What's good? Wednesday. How y'all doing?
Well, it's a very special somebody's birthday today, so I think without further ado, let's just say happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Yeah. Happy Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. See, she didn't think I can get down like that. You know what I'm talking about? I was doing the right thing.
Happy birthday, Miss Diane Capri, from all of us, your listeners, and all of your
Because
fellow hosts and co-hosts.
a day over 25.
Thank you. Watch out.
A day over 25.
Appreciate y'all.
A day over 25. I said that. Well, let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Like I said, we ain't in the studio today because due to COVID, but we're going to make it do what it do. And I don't know about y'all. I don't know if you want to do the news you could use first, or you just jump into the topic that I had posted. I don't know. Let's go with the news you could use first, and then we can spend a little time on these other topics. What's the news we can use?
We got all kinds of news you can use. Well, if you are power for the people and to the people, such as myself, you may be excited or disappointed, depending on which end of the spectrum you on, about Miss Maya Angelou being the first Black woman to be featured on an American coin. So, shout out to that. No, nothing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, before you move on, I think it's this.
Yes, please elaborate. What's your feelings, Grizz?
I think it's bullcrap. I think it's doo-doo on a stick. She should be on somebody's bill. Not what's a quarter? That's a bill. I think
Grizz,
it's a slap in the face.
I just want to slightly make one point to that. Is you always hear of coin collectors. People spend bills, they collect coins. So I think there was some method to the madness with that decision, but definitely, I mean, you think of how much change interacts versus the dollar. People usually put their dollars in the bank and spend it via card. I looked at it as an up thing. Like I said, people collect coins. This coin one day could possibly be worth unlimited amount of dollars, because what is the asset worth? It's worth as much as the person who wants it is willing to pay for it. So I think starting out as a quarter, it could end up as millions. You never know.
And I mean, I like that. I feel like it was more powerful people or more influential people that could have been put on the coin over her.
Yeah,
okay, that's a good point.
I like
respect, but
who would have been your better choice than Miss Maya Angelou, Tyann?
I mean, because still at this point, they was talking about putting Harriet Tubman on money.
Yeah.
So it's like, why we didn't go there first instead of Maya Angelou?
I definitely get it. I feel that perspective as well.
Right. But I see where you're coming from, though, as far as collector and coins and so, because eventually that metal was going to be worth something when that dollar bill crash and go away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That coins, that copper, that nickel, that silver, all of that will probably be worth something. So on that end, maybe it was a good thing. I guess you got to weigh it, days and prom, whatever. Weigh it.
Because they kind of trying to make it like a paperless system anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But when they said the whole Harriet Tubman putting her on a $20 bill, I just look at white America, and I knew that wasn't something that was going to come true to be. You know what I mean? We see so many disappointing things when they make promises such as that. That was a huge promise to fulfill. And I think when you talk about a woman that freed so many slaves and was a liberator against, the civil, what war was that she helped fight? Wasn't a civil war, was it? My history a little off today, y'all. Y'all know I've been drinking. So
she helped free the slaves, Underground Railroad.
Yeah, but she also, now don't mistake it, she also was a captain or general or something of like a lot of Black slaves that fought in some historic movement. I can't remember exactly which one at this moment, but she was a very influential Black woman. And I think for her history of time where she did what she did, they did not want to be reminded of that consistently when they opening up their wallets to go spend their money. So I really didn't believe in that myself, but that's a good point.
You're right, though.
Well,
it's like
she's on the coin, so it is what it is. We will be spending that 25 cents and putting it into any slot machine and anything. So it is what it is. Let's give a round of applause for Maya Angelou. I guess we gotta take what we can get. You know what I'm talking about?
Does anybody
Yeah,
know
yeah.
when of quarters is supposed to start?
I'm sorry.
I don't know
Does
when
anybody
it's supposed to start,
Production
but
of coins is supposed to start.
No, it could turn out to be another one of those unfulfilled promises like Harriet Tubman on a dollar. You know, I just said for them to have chosen her and have picked her and her to be a black woman supposedly featured on the, you know, on the coin. The most we ever knew was that the black woman who created the penny face of, who was that? One of them Jackson people, whoever, whichever president that was. But that's as much as I've ever heard about a black woman and money, other than the Harriet Tubman that we never still ain't seen that $20 bill today. So not sure
Right.
that production will take place or should take place, if it's going to take place. But we will definitely keep you posted the second I get my hands on a quarter with Miss Maya Angelou. And I will also say that don't even look like her to me. I don't know what phase of life they caught that picture in, but it didn't really resemble her to me. But I teach his own. Well, while we talking about money, let's go ahead and talk about these taxes, because you should be expecting your W-2 statements any minute now. And if you ain't, if you're a hustler, an entrepreneur, or any of the above, and you've been getting your money via Cash App, Venmo, PayPal transactions, we've been hearing that they were going to monitor your transactions and you're going to be taxed on your transactions. And the IRS says, no, we're not. We just have to be notified of those transactions. Doesn't necessarily mean we can tax them. It may not be taxable depending on your line of work, your field of study, or whatever else it is you may be engaged in. But what I will say is if you are criminal activity engaged in, you should be going to tax prepare and not trying to do that shit from TurboTax or H&R Block or whatever those work from home sites are. That's just my opinion, but you do what you will because it's your money or not that you got to be worried about. So I wanted to bring that up.
According to the news, it's going to be late anyway. So, shoot, they said it's going to be a delay. I did not know that they said there are millions of people who made under 70 grand. Was it under 70 grand or 100 grand? Whatever the totem pole is, it last on the list that there are millions of people who still haven't received their tax income
from last year. Yeah, I know quite a few people that still waiting on taxes from last year, and they like, what the hell is the holdup? You can't go downtown to the IRS building to get no straight answer. They keep you on hold for over an hour, and if you got any form of life at all, you cannot afford to sit on the phone for an hour and wait about any dang on thing. So that's a sad but true statement. Tyann, you heard anything about that yourself?
Now the craziest thing, because I'm still waiting on like 2 stimulus checks.
What?
So, yes. So
You
that's
still
how
waiting
far
on stimulus checks.
They said that was true too. Yeah. People waiting on stimulus, people who didn't even know they was eligible for stimulus, done had their money held up and didn't even know about it. And you know what's crazy? People in the penitentiary been getting stimulus checks before some of us in the free world. That's what I don't understand. Why is they getting the check any damn way?
I mean,
Not that they don't deserve they money, but they ain't been out here working to get no daggone stimulus checks. What they stimulating?
Themselves.
It's funny, and they people too. You know, damn, they do work in jail, don't they? They might get paid only a quarter or Maya Angelou quarter, but
Can you please help me with this schmuck?
still paid though. So them quarters.
Like I said, I ain't saying they don't need their money, but how dare they pay those people in outside of the free world before they pay people out here that's got to pay people out here? Now that don't make no damn sense. All they want to do is be able to circulate that money within the jail system, and that's how I figured that out. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with that, but Tyann, you let us know when them checks drop. We might be getting our W-2 forms around the same time because it don't look like nothing happening no time soon, honey.
But Tyann, though, but dig this. It's like when people owe you, you know they owe you. So whenever it get here, it's gonna be right on time.
Nah, fuck all that. It's my money and I want it now. I'm on the other side of the spectrum with that one. I don't want to know. As long as you owe me, I'm not broke.
I was just trying to be positive, so Tyann will be frustrated, and we bringing up this news, and she's sitting there, nigga, we're still waiting on 2 motherfucking checks. What you talking about? You know, we
I
ought
need
to
my
be
motherfucking ends, you feel me? Because rent ain't waiting on me. Shit. I don't pay my bills. They set my shit outside. You understand me? I don't want to be waiting on no damn stimulus checks I earned. Let's get it right now. Ain't nobody gave you no money. If you've been working and paying taxes, that was money you earned. That's the way I feel. Don't act like y'all doing me no favor. Y'all done kept 40 acres in the mule for my ancestors for well over 400 years. Give my goddamn check. Anyway, not to go on that too hard. But while we talking about money and not getting ours and all of that good stuff, have y'all been keeping y'all eyes on the prices of groceries that have been rising and rising and rising and rising ever since this stupid COVID-19 shit been going on? Grizz, Diane, I know you grocery shop. The women are usually the ones that do the grocery shopping in the household.
Well, my wife makes me go with her. And I got to go so I can figure out the stuff that I want. And you right.
No, thank you.
It is expensive.
As hell. Bacon went from you can buy you a low grade pack of bacon for like $2.99 to the low grade of bacon is $6.99. Am I lying? I ain't lying.
Nope. Man, this is crazy. An 8-pound bag of chicken I bought the other day was $27.
That don't make no sense. It's hard to feed your family right now with these prices of groceries going up. And then they keep sending these damn kids home all day. We gonna do remote learning from home. No, hell no. Open the school and to resume free lunch services. Send these kids the hell on. They is eating people out of house and home. You can't afford to pay your rent and feed these kids. Everybody don't qualify for no food stamps.
School, nigga, you eating up the food.
I don't get no food stamps, so I'm like,
see what I'm saying? Everybody don't qualify. All you got to do is make 10 cents over the eligible amount, and you don't qualify. Meanwhile, you going $100 in the hole just to feed your kids low grade food. We talking about hot dog, frozen pizza, shit that is like at the bottom of the totem pole at the grocery stores. That ain't even feeding your kids steaks and potatoes every day. That's feeding your kids the bare minimum, oodles and noodles and bologna sandwiches and shit.
This is know how to make goulash. Any of you ladies know how to make goulash?
Don't even sound like nothing I want to eat. What is that?
It's just macaroni
noodles. You make a big pot of it. Whatever was in your refrigerator, and you make
it's just like macaroni noodles.
You eat off of the days.
Griff, these kids is used to Penn Station and
that sounds like some damn break. I done heard somebody say some shit like that.
You know, I might want to eat that.
No, she just said a whole bunch of break ingredients. You've been locked down before, Tyann, ain't you? Oh, she don't want to tell herself. I got you.
That's them summer sausages and Cheetos with pickle juice and things.
Else, but
for real.
No, seriously though, the price of food is steady rising. You're not getting no increase on your paycheck. They making these kids stay home all day for months and months and months. COVID is on the rise. Everybody missing time off their job. And like Tyann said, she still ain't got her damn stimulus check and people still waiting on last year's tax returns. So what in the hell is America doing? Meanwhile, they won't write off these damn student loans we ain't paid in all this time and the country still ain't went broke.
Period.
Well, I got a lot of bones to pick with this Joe Biden person, but we ain't even gonna talk about him because we got to get on his ass and Kamala's too. Shoot. Let me be the one to tell it. Well, anyway, we got another sad story to tell also, just like we did last week with these dang on fires. I don't understand why y'all not getting no free smoke detectors. You could also go get you a low-grade fire extinguisher, but we lost 19 precious lives in New York this week and another apartment fire. And y'all know if you have traveled or even if you watch TV and you see some of these project housing communities in New York, they're huge. They are enormous. You're talking about the old Fay times 3. Okay, it ain't no small buildings. These are buildings that house hundreds and hundreds of people at one time. I mean, the units are endless. And so if one unit catches a fire and the fire department ain't right there on scene as the fire starts, you guarantee other units are going to catch on fire also. And unfortunately, 19 victims, 19 people fell victim to this fire. I do want to bring up the only upside to that situation is to those whose lives were lost. You have people that are from New York, Bronx boroughs who stepped up. Some of the famous people, Fat Joe is one. And that Peter Guns guy, he got a lot of slack from the ladies because of the position he played on Love and Hip Hop. He was just a compulsive womanizer, but he also stepped up to start huge donations and come together, bring the community together to try to, provide some resources to those that, fell victim to the situation. I don't know, but how y'all feel about that?
I seen it. That was sad. I just seen it. I think I saw it probably later last night. What you say, Grizz?
You talking about how you feel about the fire?
Yeah, about the whole situation, the fire. These community activists are stepping up. Like, I think sadly it takes tragedy to kind of bring Black folks together.
It does. It really does.
It always ends up doing that. He always does that to a certain extent. But I think they should. I was watching a video of Chico Beans interviewing Dr. Claude Anderson, right? And he was talking about what he asked him, what do we need to do as Black folks to come together? And the first thing he said, we need a code like every one of these other nationalities have, that we do not implement. He said, we need that. He said, these Black celebrities out here ain't doing jack shit. He didn't say that. I'm adding my own 2 cents to that. But he was like, basically, he ain't doing nothing. And he didn't want to call Oprah out by name, but he just said, why the hell is you opening up schools in Africa in the goddamn jungle when there's people in Chicago right now who could use your resources and who you could make a difference and change our lives and bring people together? But
I just never understood that about Americans
for those
in general.
Celebrities that are stepping up, yeah. I think. What?
I'll elaborate as far as on a monetary basis. A lot of these celebrities spend their money outside of the United States because they are trying to hide a lot of their income. Also, they're not able to tax those gifts, I guess you can call them, on the same level as they can here in America. We all know that if you have a lot of money, they tax you a lot of money. If you're not, scandalous with your income. So when they know how much money you make and how much money you donate and how much money you spend in here and there and everywhere, you don't get taxed.
When you do get
and it's cheaper to build in foreign countries.
Absolutely. And you got to think too. Oprah Winfrey puts in the call, hey, I want to build this school. Automatically, she getting a 7-figure number on what it's going to cost. Where people in Africa, they like, we're going to do it for the bare minimum. That's Oprah. And we can use her name versus people in the States are going to say, let's take advantage of her financial status. So I think, just depending on how you're looking at it and what side of the spectrum you want, absolutely, their money could be used here for some things that we need. But their dollar value will not be the same. Oprah can put money in Africa and build 10 schools for probably $100,000. Over here, she can't build one school for $100,000. So I think that's the big difference.
I think it is too.
But in the same breath, you can't tell nobody how to spend your money. You're going to be mad at the white man for coming to your household telling you how to spend your money. So don't tell me how to spend mine. If I want to donate to Africa, damn it, that's my choice. Nigga, I might know some Africans that can and will when they get right. So let me spend my dollar with who I want.
They can.
Nah, but that's real shit, though, because you would telling you how to spend your money. But the same time, that's why.
Because look at China. That's a communist country. They tell you what kind of job you gonna have, what kind of lifestyle you can live, how many children you can have, and you won't be respecting that when you know what I mean. When that pressure is put on you as a person, you don't respect that. Like, how you gonna tell me what I can do with my life, and I only got one of them to live, and I don't know what's happening after this. Grizz, you don't respect our interview or our conversation or nothing.
That's one of our callers.
Can you please help me with this smoke?
Can you please help me with this smoke?
It's a production, man.
Can you please help me with this?
Well, while we talking about all these things that may or may not make you mad or stressed out, let's talk about the first successful heart transplant from an animal to a human. Y'all hear about the man who received the first pig heart? It was a successful transplant from a pig to a human.
Yeah, I was.
Is you serious?
Dead ass. Girl, they cloning animals and giving us their organs too. So how you feel?
That's weird.
That's weird. And I don't think I would want a pig's heart in my. And I Lord,
Grizz. Okay,
let's
put it to you like this. The doctor come in the room, Mr. Grizz, you got two options. You could die tomorrow, or you could try this pig heart. What you gonna do? Die tomorrow? You got shit to do, nigga. I'm gonna try the pig heart.
I guess you gonna be getting a pig heart.
I don't want the pig heart.
You gonna go and die?
Man, the pig heart might end up having worms.
Give me death or give me liberty.
The pig heart might end up having worms later. All that video we seen on pork, it might just start to happen then once they put it in somebody else's body.
You might start snorting some motion. They're gonna roll in some mud immediately. No, but if it's between death or a pig heart, I might have to try to get a pig heart. Tyann, you ain't gonna try the pig heart?
Man, that would have to be some last minute shit for me to think of. Because if you just ask me out back, I would be like, hell nah. So I would literally have to be on the table and they'd be like, your only option is a pig heart. That's what they're gonna get on the line.
Man, well, it happens to be a Caucasian man, and you would think, although those are some of the most daring people in the whole face of the earth, okay, we know that is a daring culture of people. They're the reason why we know not to climb mountains and shit. You understand me? They the whole reason why we know what not to do in a lot of circumstances.
They will take a chance that a nigga won't take.
After the future stuff.
Absolutely.
Use pig hearts. Cloning humans already. There might be clones for real. Might be clones.
Never know. I don't know, but I'm going with the white folks on this. If I got to die tomorrow, I get a pig heart. I'm an oink. I don't give a damn. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I got shit to do tomorrow.
Get a pig heart.
Who's doing that?
Hey. You need to put that damn Crown Royal down. You need to get hurt.
I cannot.
The pig heart.
I'm going with the pig, okay? Y'all slice me up and have some bacon when I die the second time, but don't let me die if I can get a pig heart. I don't give a damn shit.
Here's the caller. Is the caller on the line? I guess the caller ain't on the line. Drew, man, get the caller on the line, man. What you doing, man? What?
Y'all got me tearing up and everything.
What do the caller want to talk about? Oh, wait.
Is that it?
Hold on. Raymond, rewind. I got to touch on the first topic we spoke about, because breaking news from our production crew is these Maya Angelou coins are already out in circulation right now today. Get your Maya Angelou coins. Order from your local bank or coin printing institution.
That's live then.
And Grizz, I'm sorry, nobody called.
Nobody called. You made that up.
Get your life. They calling your line thinking they calling into the show. They can't call you. They got to call the show. Give them the number, Grizz. What's the number?
Yeah, I'm about to give him the number again. He might be high.
Just say it right here on air. Say it live.
Can you please help me with this?
Right there. 15. Oh, I thought he was putting it wrong. No. 1513782534. What? It went away. 5 3 damn 3 4.
Can you please help me with this?
That's 513-788-2534. 2534. If you want to call in and give your opinion or views on any of these topics or your own on the Grizzby is My 2 Cents show, sponsored by Unanimous, you can call 513-788-2534.
Talking about you right now. Call the number. Call the number, man.
Hey, Andrew.
Man, call the number I just sent you. We is live on the air talking about you right now. That's what happens on GRIZZBY is My 2 Cents show. You don't know what the hell you gonna when we do.
513-788-2534 to participate on a live broadcast of the GRIZZBY is My 2 Cents show. You can't call his cell phone, people.
Yeah, he's smoking the same shit I'm smoking. That's what's the problem?
It might have only been him and another student in his class. You ever thought about that? Sometimes you didn't have 28 students in class. You had 3.
Not you calling him a window licker.
I'm tired.
I'm just saying facts. Shoot.
Shit.
Yeah.
Your test scores might have been low.
So did it come out?
My family call them kind of people low test scores. So if you ever hear me say they got low test scores, that means that's an inside joke within my family, but that nigga might be slow. Okay.
They be like, my family, they be like, oh, they special.
Oh,
they so special.
Bless their heart. Look, bless their heart.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's that old school way to say it slow.
They done called you stupid to your face and you took it as a compliment with your special ed ass. Okay. No, because the Capri family said,
y'all ain't talking about me. They talking about the caller. If you can hear us, you know what I'm talking about. I'm putting it in there again for you. But I can't keep going. But anyway,
you gotta say it 10 times. They definitely special ed.
I don't even know. Grizz on something.
Smoking good. 2534.
I don't care how much you smoke. You know how to dial a damn number.
Hey, I don't know. It is what it is. But was that it with news you could use?
That was all the news you could use for me, except for we still waiting on updates to find out about this shooting at the Shell gas station on Coleraine Avenue. So, when we get more information about that, it supposedly was a fatal shooting at the Shell gas station on Coleraine Avenue. Unfortunately, it's probably another young black person done lost their life.
Is you talking about? You talking about the Shell
Camp Washington? Before we got on the air, now I won't bear.
Well, it says Shell gas station, so I'm not sure.
That's probably the one that Camp Washington.
Yeah, I don't know the details of it, but
actual Coleraine had been closed for minutes, so it's short old Coleraine and.
Yeah, you're right, Camp Washington. It says 1 dead after shooting at gas station in Cincinnati's Camp Washington neighborhood. You know what's funny though?
Yeah.
Because my husband had just asked me to pull to that gas station. We were coming from Kentucky, and he liked to do the lottery, and he was like, pull right here to this Shell gas station. I was like, you know what? I'm pulling right in front because this gas station ain't for the right thing, even on the right day. So coincidentally, that shit happened. This was just Monday when we had this conversation. Y'all just was there Monday evening, and I told him, I said, I think we should pick another gas station. She said, they don't play numbers across the street. I just want to go right here and play my couple numbers right quick. I knew that gas station was some bullshit.
The one that one ain't the one on Liberty.
In Cincinnati, like I was telling Bear, please call in 1-513-788-2534. Bear Mixon, if you're listening, call in and let's talk about it. But we can have the same conversation we had before we came.
Oh, hold on, I got a little bit of information on it.
Go ahead.
I got a little bit of info. So it says that 2 officers observed an argument between 2 individuals that continued into the Shell gas station. It escalated at that point where one pulled out a gun and shot the other. The victim, Jared Irvin, 48-year-old male, was transported to UC Medical Hospital with life-threatening injuries, but has now been pronounced dead. And the Cincinnati Police Department has arrested Peter Gamble, age 31, in connection with this death. So if you know either of those people, or you just want to, kind of chime in, let us know what's going on, because I don't either of those names sound familiar to me.
either, but
Them
that's just
older
sad.
cats, man. 30
So you telling me
31-year-old shot to death a 48-year-old male. What the hell were they arguing about?
But
It
hold
was
on.
so
So you telling me the
detrimental.
police was there the whole time and seen them arguing, and it like the process? So they knew the police was there and still was on that.
The police always over there because it's a high crime area. It's
Hey,
always
your
drug
phone is
activity.
ringing. Pick up your
The
phone.
phone is
Here we
ringing.
go, caller.
Caller. You finally got the number right, caller?
Man, the number right finally went through somehow. I don't know what was going on. I've been calling for 2 weeks.
What?
Y'all got me blocked.
Hey. That's got our producer.
Can you
He
please
smokes
help me with
marijuana.
this smoke?
2 weeks.
He's 2 weeks. So he smoked.
Yeah, because I was trying to call in when y'all was talking
He
about
probably
the
didn't think
Bengals.
the
And you all on that Pittsburgh stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Hating last
She
week.
went away from the camera.
I know what you're talking about.
She went away
Hold
from
on,
the
wait a
camera.
minute. What was said?
He said he was trying to call in when Grizz was hating on Pittsburgh.
I know that's right, family. That's my family right there. Don't you say
you getting
that
it
like
wrong.
that's
No. You
Hold up.
getting that wrong.
Quiet.
I was because y'all hating on the Bengals. With the
Oh, well,
Pittsburgh.
yeah. Early and often.
Let me ask you a question, Cheyenne. Cheyenne, are you a Pittsburgh Steelers fan?
No.
Oh, you better get confident like your counterpart over there. Ain't that some shit?
See, don't put me in this. I don't want to be in y'all argument because you trying to.
I would just be real. I just be stating facts. Grizz be mad at the fact that I like who I like.
And you, as you're allowed
Yeah,
to.
you shouldn't like Pittsburgh. You shouldn't
I
be
ain't
down.
said nothing wrong yet. Did y'all lose to the Browns or not? Oh, okay. Because I thought a hater said something.
Yeah. See, that's hey, Grizz, that's why she said that about Oprah being able to spend her money her way. That's the same way she feel about the Steelers, because she shouldn't be getting no recognition over here if she's spending money in Africa. They should be talking about it over there.
Steelers fans over here.
What's the caller's name? Who is the caller?
This is Orlando. This is New Team, Orlando, and I think you need to like some sage. Because we're talking about Steelers, so you can get some of that negative.
I got my
It's your
candle
birthday.
lit,
Go Cheyenne. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Yeah, we got my birthday lit.
Sage. You know, and get that good vibe. But yeah, we was talking. What we was talking about when you called in was about damn, what the hell was we talking about?
The people.
We was talking about the shooting death at Shell.
We talking about the Shell gas station, and somebody got killed down there.
Yeah.
One guy was 48 and one guy was 31 years old. And the house the black built, and we was always saying that it's always been hot.
About that. That was right down the street. That was right down the street.
It's always
Kent, Washington. I heard that
over there
on the news today myself.
Yeah, and see, I
So
had
did you get any specifics?
A little tales from the F. That hung with Mark and Sleeve.
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get none of that.
Light skinned bear. Yeah, he was talking about. He was kind of upset because he had posted something about it, and then I had chimed in, and then I said you can find that in any city USA, and then this other guy chimed in and talking about no, it ain't. It ain't a black thing. That it's something that white people made up. And then then I called Bear because he asked me, like, is this for publicity? Are you trying to do this for publicity? And actually, yeah, but I wouldn't want to. I told dude to call in because I ain't want to go back and forth on Facebook typing shit. Like, hey, man, I already don't do punctuating and all of that shit as it is, nigga. You got to read between the question marks and the comma and the capital letters to figure shit out. And you want me to sit here and go back and forth with you? No, I ain't got time for none of that shit, man. I don't even like to spell check. So here go the number. Call it, and he inboxed me and he felt some type of way. So long G he is, I had to call him, chop it up. And he was frustrated. I guess because he was down there. I guess down there, and know a little bit about what happened. I don't know if in details or anything like that, but he was making a point why that we always have to talk about other cities and be in competition. We the number one killers in the nation with the deaths and all of that good stuff, that ghetto mentality.
That's not no badge of honor. We ain't talking about it because it's a good thing. We're talking about it because it's our reality. We are Cincinnati residents. It's what's happening in our community.
Exactly.
Right. And I was trying to tell him that, and then tell him, like, look, go ahead, Carla. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, it's going on down here too. I had a good friend of mine got killed 2 days ago, and he was just with some people that got into an altercation at an establishment, and when they went to leave, they called him about a couple blocks down and lit the car up. And who do you know dies? The one that ain't had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? But it's just countless crap going on out. I mean, everywhere, man. It's like they done lost the value of life. They don't even value their own life, and the person like they take it because they think this shit is in a movie or something where nigga can come back, man. You taking somebody's
Video game. That's that video game.
It's crazy to me.
Get another life.
Yep. Our parents been telling us since we can remember to watch the company you keep. That's why.
And I said that. And his issue was this. Instead of talking about what's going on in Indy, what's going on in Chicago, what's going on in LA, what's going on wherever, Black City, USA, what are we doing here? Why aren't we talking about these things here? And like I was telling him, like we doing now, we talking about it. I said for the first thing of the year, I thought it was something positive. It is a bunch of juveniles running around killing people that don't value life, that just going to jail and just murdering people, this, that, and the third. So, like, y'all two know, that's what I told him, like, hey, the first thing I could think about, how can we help and do this? Well, let's bring somebody on who has a program that's doing what he's doing. He obviously knew who Tyran is and know him pretty well, but I couldn't get to him and saying, hey, man, we are thinking, there are people that's doing this. Your cousin Nathan, he has a big platform. He talks about that all the time. He has people on there marching and so forth and doing something. But like I was telling him, marching ain't gonna get it. People are so conditioned and dumbed down to the fact that there's so much death and killings going around that it's like anything else. We dumb down to the fact of what we seeing on TV. We dumb down to the fact on what's being played on our music that we put in our ears. We just going with the flow because, hey, what can I do? I can talk about it to you and the caller. But what that gonna do?
Well, the whole fact of the matter is, let's not minimize that the headlines say the police observed. So if the police is policing, how did this murder happen? If you observe the argument, there was no intervening of the situation to try to minimize it from escalating. That's the weird part. I didn't know that the police observed it, but also it's a situation my own family member was in where there was an undercover officer watching a situation where he ended up serving 5 years in jail for trying to protect himself for having to shoot back. He shot back at somebody that was shooting at him.
And he doing 5?
Yeah,
he did it already. But the fact of the matter is you got a whole officer willing to come to court and say what happened, but they didn't step up and officer and police the situation when it was happening. So we can't be police officers in our neighborhoods and without consequence. We can't protect ourselves in our neighborhoods without consequence. Why is the police here observing and not intervening is what I don't understand. Y'all put them in our neighborhoods. Y'all put them in our faces. Y'all put them in our business. This is who you should call when something's happening. But when y'all right there when a situation is happening and you don't do nothing, what are we calling you for again? To pick up our dead bodies after it's all said and done? Like, I don't understand the point of this police. We need police reform.
I got something that really correspond to that, that'll help, because I heard it on on the Roxanne Shante shows today, the podcast. I mean, they radio show on Rock the Bells Radio, and it said they was talking to a guy. I don't remember his name, but I remember it was in Detroit, and he was calling it where we could, you can look it up. It's Detroit defense recognized or something like that, to where the people are, because he was saying like if somebody running down the street, you say, and they it look like they running towards you, and you react and you hit them, and then come to find out they running from a friend of yours. So when your friend up catch up to them, it looked like y'all was jumping them or something. You know what I mean? To where he was saying basically a way for us to protect yourself, and more than just the way of physical, also so you won't get caught up in a situation like how he was saying he was shooting back at them, and like he said, you have to have 6 witnesses to back up what you're saying, because it's going to be 6 people show up there, the police, the investigator, and it was like that, like stunned me, because I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So like if you got 6 witnesses there to see what you seen, that's going to make your chance better. Any other than that, it's on. That's why a lot of us is going to jail, and that's why they can kill us too, because it ain't enough witnesses to collaborate with it when it's right there in their face. You know what I'm saying? Even though that, like with the Floyd, they couldn't see him. You know, they all hovered around him to where they can come up with the reason why he died, and they just try to bring up that he had narcotics or something in his system. They always gonna try to find the worst thing. If they can't find nothing, then they got to do something already different.
Yep. Well, when we as a people try to do something about our circumstances, you see how quickly and easily they dismantled the entire Black Panther Party, and the KKK is still prevalent today. So when they say, what can we do? What are we doing? We tried it. We've done it. But every time we try to start a movement that it helps us and it eliminates criminal activity, they dismantled that. They murdered Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., the entire P.B. You already know what I'm trying to say. But the Black Panther Party was the first major movement from and for the Black community, and they murdered or imprisoned every member of that whole party. And that was strictly a positive movement where we provided our own resources, where we provided our own gunpowder. And it wasn't Black against Black. It was Black for Black. And there was a value of life, and it was taught and it was understood. And once that went away, and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all these people can be murdered and, forgotten about, but then they want to ask us, well, what are you doing to change your situation? Every time we try to do it, they either send us to jail or they send us to the grave. Yeah. So what is it for us to do?
Mm-hmm.
Or they try to ruin your reputation.
I don't think there's too
nobody
much.
want to fuck with you for real.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's another good point, Diane. They do. They put so much dirt on your name to where it looks like you're the criminal trying to produce additional criminal activity. They call you the Black Mafia at that point.
I mean, look at what they did.
It don't matter what you done did. You could have did anything before.
They criminalize everything we do. So what can we do? I'm open to suggestions. Y'all let me know what's the next big move.
Like I told him, I put the same question back on him and asked him, hey, so you tell me what we need to be doing. Well, first, generating conversation, I guess, like this, but we've been generating conversations for years. Then you have to get, like we said, people like Tyron have programs and other folks that have programs. People have to get behind those programs and push those to the people who want to.
Guess what?
To see
they don't want to fund those programs. Our Black community centers be the first things that get shut down. They get shut down, and our Black kids don't have nowhere safe to even be. They don't have anything constructive to do with their time. So as soon as they get introduced to a life of crime where it seems fun and exciting, and you always got something going on, you got to remember that idle mind is a devil's workshop, right? So when you feel bored and it ain't nowhere for you to put that energy that you would be doing something positive, because everybody can't get accepted into these prestige schools. Everybody can't get accepted into college. Everybody's not going to be a basketball star or a rap artist. You got to have regular stuff for regular Black kids to do where they are not engaging in such criminal activity. And I also want to point out the fact, let's not minimize that white kids also get in as much trouble as Black kids, okay? They just have different consequences for that trouble that they get in. And that's period, point blank. They sell drugs, they carry guns, they do the same types of things that Black kids do. But in the court system, you got a white man giving another white man a second, third, and fourth, and fifth chance. They ain't giving it to these Black kids. Your first time in trouble might be the last opportunity you had to get in trouble, because they'll give you a life sentence at 15, 14, 13 years old and charge you as an adult. And the same crime a white kid to go to court for, and they're going to send him to juvenile court and put him on papers if they do anything at all.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't have a record.
Segueing into to what basically what I wanted to talk about, what they talked about when I get off the show here, and I'm inviting y'all too, as also go to Donnie Young's Clubhouse, and he has topics that they talking about. It'll be fun. Do our thing. So last week they was talking about women being the head of the household. Is that a new thing? And do men? Is that real? And that ties into everything that we're talking about.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
I kind of missed it too.
Is the Black woman the new head of the household?
I mean, that's what we file in our damn taxes. Shit, the majority of us, that's what's on our tax forms. I'm being honest.
Yeah,
they done sent our husbands to jail and done made it hard for them to get it to be employed. We have no choice but to be the head of the household, especially on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see,
I think on that note too, I think the woman's always been the head of the household,
because you bring another perspective to the conversation. Because in the clubhouse, in the meeting, whatever, there was some women in there, Black women who made six figures, and Black men who made six figures, and it brought me back to and they was talking about, could you be with a Black man who doesn't make that amount of money, like so he makes $50,000 and she makes $600,000. Would those two work? Would he feel like she's the head of the household because he's bringing in more money as a Black man? Or would he be like, this is a team and this is what we're doing, and you still gonna treat me as
the man,
as the head of the household? And they was trying to figure out, do make you the head of the household? Who makes more money? Does that make the head of the household? What do y'all think?
I don't think financially. I don't think finances make you the head of the household. I think wisdom and what you bring, not financially to the table, but what you're able to bring to the table that creates progress. Okay. And that goes to on both perspectives. And I think each relationship has to be defined within itself, because you can't just put everybody in a box and say, well, America says that this is what you should be doing in a relationship, so this is what you should do. You got to definitely be with a partner that's going to meet your mindset. And that's in general. It don't matter who make the most money. If finances determine who runs your household, the white man run all y'all household. Ain't none of y'all the head of the house. So let's get that shit straight right now.
You say ain't nobody running it.
Hey, okay. Let me say this then.
I can't hear you. What you say?
I'm with you. You can't hear me?
I hear you.
I'm with you on the is it? Hold on, let me fix it.
I think that's on your end, Grizz. I hear him steadily.
I hear you.
All right, so I'm gonna say what I believe that, like I say, she hears on the note, Ivory, that the finances don't make the head of the household. I mean, because I was making a substantial amount more than my wife early on in our relationship, and until I had a mishap where she making more, and it don't make me feel lesser of a man or not, because to me, she was running the house when I was making the money, more money. You know what I mean? To where it's all about, like you say, the way, and I feel too that it's a percentage.
man.
You gotta meet. She might be 80% in that aspect, and I'm 20. And then in another way, it could be that I'm 60%.
Put a coat hanger in your hand.
In a whole different aspect, like as far as somebody being sociable. I mean, just the things that make what they call opposites attract. I just think it's making 100%, and each of us gonna make up a percentage to make that 100. It's just some of it be more on the wife, and some be more on the husband or the male or the female. You know, if y'all ain't married, but it definitely works. I mean, I'm in a beautiful situation.
I agree.
So, you know. Yeah,
I agree.
And
I
sadly,
think
a lot of these stipulations are only put on Black relationships. Also, they don't even consider these things in other cultures with relationships, because I also go further to say,
now, come on now.
Black culture, the male does as much, is just as active in the home as the female is. Well, you have Black families where the man also equally cares for his children. The male may also equally do house chores or whatever you may consider. How he may do laundry, he may help with dishes, he may help, clean and sweep floor, whatever that situation is. But they don't put that perspective on other, and I'm not just gonna say white, other cultures, period. They don't even consider all of that. But to be honest with you, on paper, in black and white, the Black male is the more active in the household, hands-on, as far as a family perspective, than any other culture. Now that's in black and white.
Where can you see that? Well, that ain't the narrative of the world.
Yeah, they don't give us credit. They consider all of our husbands or our baby fathers to be incarcerated, drug dealers, promiscuous, run the streets, and all of that. They don't even factor in the fact that a lot of these men go to work, come home, care for the children as equally as the female counterpart. Every Black household don't have a deadbeat one parent or the other. You think about how many Black men that you may personally know that have custody of their children because the mother is absent or not able to provide the same lifestyle that he could. It's a lot of different circumstances that go on, but I feel like they put such a spotlight on the Black community when it comes to this whole who runs the household. We run the household. We got to come together and make this shit work no matter what. It ain't just what she gonna do or what he gonna do or how much money he or she make, because you can make the most money and be completely financially unstable because you make poor decisions. Versus you work a McDonald's job and make it work day in and day out because you make good financial decisions. They got to stop doing that to us Black people.
Well,
they put us against each other in our own household.
See, y'all didn't be on that conversation last week, because no offense to the women, if they ever watch this video and they talk about it, because I'm definitely going to post it. Their mentality was that they don't have time where they're at in life right now. And I guess they've had a bunch of failed relationships. I don't know whose fault it was, whatever. But at this particular time in their life, where they're making this amount of money, they said, what the lady say? She don't have time to be raising no kids.
Yeah,
well,
you're going to be by yourself a lot too.
Like you said. Exactly. And she said, because it got down to be like the Kevin Samuels, and he said it real cool and smooth. Like, made the post about it. Like, babe, you making $650K? And this guy is over here making $650K. If you don't have a big ass, if you don't look exotic, that Negro, that 1%, that 2% of the wealth that you're talking about that have in our community that has that, do you really think that guy is going to come to you and you're, you might not saying it won't, but they have the same superficial mind frame that you have. I ain't got time to be raising no kid, no daughter, no this and this, and I need a grown-ass woman, and she need to be fit this criteria fall in this box. And that's with any man for real. It don't even got to be black. Like you always say, Ivory, it ain't even got to be a black thing. It's a man thing.
Yeah, well, you know how much money a person has paid into a $600,000 pay scale? First of all, you owe $600,000 in debt. So you already don't got to, you're right. You don't got a lot of time for bullshit because you got to pay $700-800 a month back in education tax credits that they make you pay because you make $600,000 a year. So I'm just gonna keep it real with you. A lot of stuff goes into that thought process. So man or woman may not want to be bothered with somebody that can't help me suffice this lifestyle because let's be real. Yeah, you make $600,000 a year. You got a $200,000 car. You got a $400,000 house. That's your $600,000 right there. That's gonna take you 30 years to pay off your home where you live at. Just that.
It's funny that you said that. It is
And
so
you
funny
paying
that you
into
said
an
that.
education system that's gonna be taken out of your paycheck until the day you die, and you probably gonna leave your kids in debt. So I'm just being. It's a lot that goes into that thought process, and I'm not one of them people that think like that. But I mean, I can't disrespect anybody's personal choice. It's what you choose. You're gonna accept in your own life. But I'm just gonna say financially, I don't feel like you can say one person runs your household because of how much money they make. That person can be full of poor decisions and inadequacies. And you can make $600,000 a year and won't pick up shit in your whole house. And somebody making $60,000 a year feel overworked and underpaid because of your ass, not because of how much money they make at work.
And there's a lot of people out here that do that. They feel like just because they make a certain amount, they don't have to do nothing at the house.
Yeah.
Nah, this ain't that.
Yeah.
No.
And that goes for men and women. I know some six-figure income women that look the bomb every time they step out the house. But you take their ass home and they live like it's a damn homeless shelter. And their ass might not have no walls either. But I ain't the one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me.
Okay. Does any of this head of the household talk have anything to do with how you was raised?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you come from, I think women who come from a line of single women or women from failed relationships definitely feel away. And I think men that come from a line of womanizers and people that devalue the other sex, also that puts a big dent on that thought process. Absolutely. My personal opinion is yes.
That's what I said too about that. Like I said, if that society a long time ago start demoralizing the black male figure, period. By, from the slavery spots to where it's already a stipulation, like you said, the black man, we got 2 strikes against us in Jump Street. But I mean, not giving an excuse and even giving the credibility of I don't want to be taking care of somebody. But I mean, it's like you said, you got to give credit for you got some husbands or men out there that got custody of their kids and stuff like that. And to where me personally, like I don't have any kids biologically. I'm married into a family. I call it a ready-made family. You know what I mean? To where I took care of my kids. You know what I mean? I met them when they were young, and their fathers are there, but like you say, they consider baby daddy, one of them at least. And then me personally, it's like, well, shit, he ain't had no kids and came in and accepted these kids with his woman, his wife, and now we a big family. And I've been with her 18 years. To where that I don't want no credit for that because that's something that I chose. But I'm with you, like what you said earlier about they don't see that part. It's just like that shit like that is swept under the rug.
Now that's some real man shit. My stepfather is like that.
Yes, give a round of applause. My brothers are like that too. My brother step in when other guys ain't and did what they do. Give my brothers a round of applause.
Yeah, we put head of the household too much on the financial status versus a moral and physical standard. You know what I mean? When you can come into a situation, I don't care how much money somebody is making, when you can come into a situation because you are morally headed north and you are physically present, you are emotionally a provider on different levels, ain't no financial status can compete with that. Because financially, Yeah, you make a lot of money, but you can't be hands-on because your time is spent making all the money. You got to send your kids to somewhere to learn manners. You got to send your kids with the nanny to have things to do. You got to put your kids in all these programs because you ain't got time to take them to football and basketball and wrestling practice and all of that. And that leaves an inadequacy in that child that feels that continues this cycle where we say, oh, I just got to make a lot of money and then I can do X, Y, and Z. And somebody got to listen to me versus you saying, you know what, money ain't everything because it's not what you have. It's what you are able to provide on a whole different level. Yeah, you need somewhere to live and you need something to drive and you got to eat. You know, I'm not minimizing that, but money can't be everything in every situation. That can't make you the head of everything.
Definitely not.
If you're making $500,000 or over, you shouldn't have no $200,000 car and a $400,000 house. That's just some dumbass shit to do. To where,
It
like
really
you say, that'll
is.
make it to where you're looking at her male figure like, you ain't gonna be able to help me do shit if you only making $80,000 a year. Because it shouldn't even.
Sorry, y'all. My son want to serenade y'all.
To want to live. I mean, people want to live nice, but you ain't supposed to spend what you make. I mean, some of us is living paycheck to paycheck. But when
That's
you're
how
making
people
money
get
like
in debt.
that shit just don't make sense. Yeah, you're in debt. You know, that's why, not to put it all on white, but those would be the one, the white man come on and kill his wife and kids and kill himself because he in debt and shouldn't have lost his job. And he don't know how to react to struggle. But he just
He don't know what to
dumbass.
tell his wife and shit. I've kept her.
You know what to tell her. You dead beat tonight. That's what the hell he That's not funny, but that's been happening since before we had since they was keeping count of who was missing and who was dead, honey. That's one of the oldest stories to be told. A man get tired with your ass back in them old days and take you out to the woods and say you ran off. He can't find you. He don't know where you went. Lord behold, your ass been buried 6 feet deep, way back by the river. So I'm just trying to say that history repeats itself. You look at people who make money, everything, and who moralize it. Oh my God, this man makes so much money. Those sometimes be the unhappiest people because all they doing is working for that money. They ain't even getting to enjoy life. They ain't even living life. They going every day, day in and day out for the almighty dollar.
True that.
Yep. Yeah, the dollar bill, y'all. That's what it's about. Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised at y'all's answers. I ain't gonna say I'm surprised, but because y'all good people, good women, for real. Y'all come from good stock. And you was hitting it right on the nail on what these ladies were saying, and then you hit it off with the yin and the yang. You can't say one without doing the other. When you went from the woman in the single household and then the man in the woman household.
Yeah, because that's where they base a lot of that information from. Is what's on paper.
Yep.
A lot of what we get is because of what's written in paper. And you got 85% of women claiming the head of household simply because that's the name of the game. You already know sometimes your man don't make way more money than you, but it ain't on paper. So you got the on turn in paper put that you the head of the household because you can't contribute everything he done brought in on paper because that's gonna fuck some shit up. Okay. I'm just saying, you got to be smart,
right,
and not just look good. Okay, so some of that was what we have statistically is not what actually is happening in our community because we come from hustlers. We learn how to make money outside of being able to go to somebody's job because that's just the circumstances we are brought into. Every black man can't get up and go get a 6-figure job. That ain't saying every black man ain't getting up and going to go make 6 figures, okay? So I'm just saying what you see on paper is not always the reality of things.
Right.
We'll switch it up a little bit because we done talked about that. Just jump right back into the celeb shit. You see, they caught your boy
Young Dolph.
They killed Young Dolph. They caught both of them guys, man. And dude was in his camp some way, somehow. I don't know how much.
Yeah, I seen them pictures with dude in the pictures and everything.
I
Like
heard that
That's
he was in
usually
the
how it
camp
go
and he
though.
didn't get
People
signed.
around you be the most jealous and envious, and they'll be the ones that only have access to you to do something to you because you ain't letting your known enemy have no access to you.
know
You might
exactly
keep
where
an
he's
eye
at.
on them.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they ain't in your neighborhood and able to pull up on you and see where you at and what you doing without you being on alert. Somebody who you thought was cool and playing their position, and that's like what we say.
Probably
Malcolm
was in the
X.
help.
That's how it went with Malcolm X. That's how it went with the Black Panther Party. We seen that they put somebody right in there that fits right into the description of what you are and who you are and what you stand for. And next thing you know, your ass is grass. It's a sad reality for us. But I'm gonna say I hate the fact that they always, especially rappers, always seem to come out better in death than when they living. This man buying his kids properties every year for their birthdays. He, a family man for real, handling his business. And it takes for him to die to make all this millions of money in music. Like this is
he was making the money beforehand.
Yeah, he was. But what I'm saying now is you look at his streams. That's why people was hating. You look at his streams pre-death and look at his streams post-death. And they have quadrupled.
Yeah, but
because we always try to fantasize about this
is that he
gun violence.
No, the good thing about it, and it's not good. I mean, it's not bad. I don't want to say the good thing about it, but a lot of his envy, a lot of his people that hated on him, that called him friends or whatever, is the simple fact that he had his publishing. He had all of that. So yes, his death, you could really actually say, did what it was supposed to do for his family, and not somebody like Tupac or somebody else that named the name, but have somebody else over their estate. You know what I'm talking about? That owns their masters. That sit there now that Michael Jackson is gone, his stream now that is gone. Now these Negroes is gone. Their families aren't the ones that benefiting from it. It's the people who's running his estates, the record execs, and all these lawyers and so forth. That's that.
The same shit happened with James Brown.
You could say was a positive thing that came out, and he was doing that. Gotta love Young Dolph, like you said. Before he left, he was leaving his kids apartment buildings, land, this, that, and the third, for them to be okay. This is your legacy. I did this, but
his kids are going to miss a whole lifetime. His kids are missing a lifetime of experiences and memories with their father just because some other Black member of our community, it lives in jealousy and hate and envy. That's the whole mindset thing that we have to get away from. You got to stop being mad at somebody that's doing good and see what you can learn from somebody that's doing good. You want to be around people that are better than you. When you always the best person in the room, you ain't learning nothing. You want to sometimes be the dumbest person in some of these multi-million-dollar ideas rooms. Not always the person that's coming up with everything. The person that's got to show the way all the time. Sometimes you gotta want to be the latter of the two.
The fly on the wall. You want to be the fly on the wall all the times. My grandfather used to tell me all the time. He said, "Boy, don't nobody know how smart or dumb you are until you open your damn mouth. Sit back. Shut up, listen." Exactly what it is. But that's what's up with that. Hey, quick question. What y'all think? Drake? The Drake in the hot sauce. Who poured the hot sauce on the condiments?
No damn body. Don't no man want no hot sauce on his penis no more than a woman wanting on her vagina. That's a made up ass story if you ask me.
I was about to say, ain't nobody doing that shit. And if they is, they don't shit.
So wait a minute. So what she was doing, was she trying to get pregnant?
I don't know what she was trying. She's trying to definitely get clout, publicity. She's trying to be known for some odd reason. But hot sauce in a condom, let's be realistic.
No, he missed putting the hot sauce in there. He put the hot sauce in there because he wanted to kill the sperm. And I guess
my motherfucking God,
foreign contaminants would do that. But for her to go grab the condom that's full of semen
It was after they had sex. He put the hot sauce in the condom after they had sex, production says. So, yeah, she was definitely trying to get pregnant. That's how you knew the hot sauce was in there.
Do with the condom?
Trying to put that sperm inside the vagina.
So
you was going to do the old turkey basting. The old school turkey baste.
You can't do that shit once it hit the fucking anyway.
No.
That is
I always thought once the shit hit air, it's over with.
Yeah, well, he wasn't.
Yeah, but guess what? You got some people that's not smarter than the average Joe. Some people didn't take sex education classes
because he knew she was gonna do it. He knew she was gonna do it. So let me put some damn hot sauce in this condom. That is fucked up, man.
Well, in that case, you got two damn dummies. Because while you're laying down with somebody you know that's trying to go on and get a baby out of you, and you a billionaire, you got to be smarter than that.
Say that.
That's his way of being smarter than that. That's so disrespectful to the guy to put hot sauce. Oh my gosh, I don't even talk about that no more. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, I did. I just thought about it like boom. But I don't jump to mental health. I'm gonna let y'all take over. Mental health. Let's talk about your boys. And we're gonna go back to the Steelers, but we're gonna bring Kanye in it too. So is Antonio Brown? Does he have mental problems?
We all got mental health problems.
Did he get the
deal? Look, we all got mental health problems, Grizz. We've been stuck in the house for 2 years due to COVID. If you can't admit that you might be slightly fucked up right now, then you definitely got mental health issues. Nigga, I'm fucked up right now. I bet you hear this shit I've been saying on there all night. I'm a little touched.
That nigga was fucked up before the pandemic.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I'm with you. We all got fucked up some kind of way.
I'm just, he is, but I guess I'm cool. I just ran a wall, and that corrected me. When I was a kid, that corrected me. Y'all might not be able to see it.
Did y'all see Antonio Brown before he was signed in on the NFL? He was already a little bit wild. He was wired. I mean, that's just something you got to go through when you're a black, especially a black man. I think all y'all might be a little touched some one way or the other because y'all just don't have no outlet to nothing. You ain't allowed to cry about nothing. You can't express your feelings about nothing. You got to provide every damn thing. Every black man got mental health issues. If you don't believe it, you's a crazy something or something.
Hey, man.
They don't cut a black man no slack.
You said that you kind of said it with love and jab at the same time.
They don't give y'all no slack.
Oh my gosh, he's just gonna raise somebody up and smack him.
I mean, what can you do? Okay, let's think about Antonio Brown, right? Average black man came from nothing, given everything because he has this ultimate athletic ability to be able to catch and run a football a way that nobody else can from where he's from, right? So he's given this one-time opportunity to be great, be awesome, be wholesome, and be put in the spotlight for everything you do. Yeah, you're going to be a little bit. Why you think Kanye went crazy? That shit will drive a sane man nuts, okay? That's a lot of pressure.
They're about to cut an album. They're about to cut an album. Kanye, Ye, and Antonio Brown about to do an album.
As they should, and make a lot of damn money. Then guess what? Go sit your ass down and get some therapy because you got some shit going on upstairs. Get your check and go talk that shit out with another black male that's gonna talk that shit out.
Them two crazy motherfuckers, them two right there, they about to come together and something wild is about to happen for them.
That black man done penitentiary, single parenting. I don't think Antonio Brown got no kids, do he? He don't have no kids.
What? Yeah, he do got kids. He got a lot of kids.
Where they at?
He got 27 kids.
He ain't got no 29 kids.
I'm just playing.
I was about to say, you're right.
I don't know how many, but he got some. He got some.
They never put no kids or baby mamas on no type of platform or outlet to say nothing good or bad or indifferent about him. So I wouldn't have known if he had kids or not. But I'm just saying, coming from where he come from,
he's playing for the Steelers, and something happened. He had something with the baby mama, and then. But
why you gotta keep bringing up the fact he was playing for the Steelers? Why that keep being in your mouth? You was
asleep.
Word up.
Yeah, you 22 minutes past your time.
Hey man, he
just
fell asleep.
Realize I look like, hold on, I got somewhere to go in a minute, y'all.
Yeah, he producer to left. Man. I don't know. Our producers I said, can I get around? He's a who they gay guy.
You almost 30 minutes over your production, Grizz. That's why.
How wants to go as long as we want to go. I just cut it short because people's attention span is short. You know what I'm talking about? We already try to get organic grows and those and stuff. But it's all good. If he's here, we'll go ahead and close this show out. You know what I'm talking about? I had a good time. We had some stuff to talk about. Caller, thanks for calling. Call back next week. You seem to be the only goddamn caller we have. I could be giving away goddamn money and they still don't call in.
Nah, you know what, Grizz? I think our caller's having a hard time getting through on the line for some reason. He's been trying to call for 2 weeks. You don't know who else been trying to call.
This is true.
My husband said he was trying to call for 3 weeks in a row. He thought y'all was playing games and being funny, so he quit trying to call. See, he's alive and well.
I just put the walk in right now. We woke his ass up. He woke up. He was in the house. Oh, look, he going ham now. He done got his second win.
Can you please help me with this?
But shout out to Drew and all his production magician things that he's doing while he's probably single parenting right now with the COVID-19 virus being in this household. He got a lot going on. That's right, Drew. You deserve it.
But anyway, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I really enjoyed myself tonight. You know what I'm talking about? It was a good show. Enjoyed myself.
Getting through.
Right. So we'll probably work on that. I'm gonna try and have Zarian. Y'all know King Z, Zarian Productions, I'm Cali Movies. Here was we're gonna have to get y'all tuned in and so forth. But hopefully we have.
Add me to the group. Quit being funny. Add me to the talk groups, the chat groups. The other groups, the groups that you talking about was talking about these black men ain't nothing groups and all this head of the household bullshit group. I got some shit to say about them groups. Then you add me to them groups.
On Clubhouse. I'll tag you to it. It's on Clubhouse when we get off of here. He should be.
I'm on Clubhouse.
I ain't on there. I'm
Cheyenne, Orlando, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I got an invite for you, Cheyenne. If you want to join, I can invite you.
Okay.
Yeah, but like we always say, don't be stuck on stupid and relax
on dumb. See y'all next Wednesday.
Thank you.
This your boy Grizz. And this is the GRIZZBY is My 2 Cents Show. Powered by.
Yeah. Hey. I keep smoke by the